Hi, fourth grade. This is Miss Kovarik, and we're on lesson 11 today of our American Revolution unit. This lesson is called 5 Years and 700 Miles. So we're going to talk about the traveling that some of these soldiers did. And we're actually rereading that same chapter 6 that we read last lesson. So you can go ahead right now and either listen to my video here and read along with me, or go ahead and reread the chapter on your own. Once you've reread it, you can come back to this video and I will go over the questions for you. All right, so now that you've reread the chapter, make sure that you go back into the text to find the answers. They do go in order, so as you go through the chapter, the questions should be in the same order. So number 1 is a true or false. All of Washington's men survived the bitter winter at Valley Forge. So that keyword there is all. So did they all survive? Number 2, the Continental Army had no training to fight as an army. True or false? So did they get any training, the colonial army? Number 3, in August 1781, where was Lord Cornwallis camped with the British troops? So there were 2 options that George Washington could have gone for. Lord Cornwallis was in one spot and there was other British generals in another spot. So make sure you look for his name. Where was he located with his troops? Number 4, in August 1781, where was George Washington camped with the colonial troops? So same thing. He had 2 options. Where was he camped before he made that decision? Number 5, what was the significance of the Treaty of Paris? So significance means importance. So why was the Treaty of Paris a really important document during this time? Did it start the Revolutionary War? Did it provide money and resources to the colonial troops? Did it help the British troops get weapons? Or did it mark the end of the Revolutionary War? For the next part, we have a quote here. It says, Cornwallis and his men could not protect themselves, and because of the position of the French fleet, they could not sail away. So that word fleet means a group of military ships that sail under the same commander. And here's another sentence. The fleet protected the harbor from foreign invaders. So a fleet is just a group of ships and they're all on the same team. They're all on the same side. So I want you to tell me just what part of speech is fleet. So reread these sentences again. I gave you 3 sentences using that word fleet. What part of speech is it? And for 7 through 11, this is the last part of reading, you're just going to put these events in order. So, here is our 5 events. I'll read them to you, and you're just going to tell me what happened first, what happened second, what happened third, fourth, and fifth. So all of these events happened during this chapter. So again, go back, reread, and look for the order that these events happened. So we've got the Continental Army left Valley Forge, reinforced with necessary supplies and military training. The Treaty of Paris was signed, and Great Britain recognized the American independence. The French joined the Continental Army at Yorktown, helping cut off supplies to the British and blocking British escape routes. The Continental Army endured a hard winter at Valley Forge, and then the British surrendered to the Continental Army at Yorktown. So just put them in order, go back in the chapter, and make sure you look to see what happened first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. All right, that's it for reading. Let's head over to skills. We've got some grammar today. So for the first few questions, you're just going to fill in the word. You're going to make the subject agree with the verb. So right here we have George Washington as our subject, blank, a leader. So make that verb agree with your subject. George Washington is, are, or am a leader. The French troops, blank, helping the colonists, fill in the blank. Cornwallis, blank, unhappy. Thousands of villagers, blank, angry with Britain. I, blank, going to work today. We blank help cleaning up, and you blank eating lunch later. Okay, so just make the verb agree with the subject, read the sentence out loud, and pick the correct form that goes with it. And for the next part, we're going to talk about suffixes. So we're looking at able and able. These can be added to the end of the word, and it makes it an adjective. So for example, the word capable, that means you are able to do something. So it's taking the word and making it an adjective. So capable, it turns it into an adjective. It means you're able to do something. You're worthy of doing something. So we've got predict, predictable, enjoy, enjoyable, and then eat and edible. Okay, so predict means you're thinking something is going to happen. So if I predict something, that's a verb, but when I add that able to the end of it, I'm making it an adjective. So for example, I might say, I can predict the end of the movie. I could also say, the end of the movie is predictable. Means the same thing, but this is a verb and this is an adjective. So you're just going to fill in the blank with the correct word. Make sure that if you need a verb, you're not choosing a word that has able at the end of it, because if it has those two suffixes, then it has to be an adjective. That's a description word. All right? So number 8, our daily routine is very blank because we have the same schedule every day. When my family goes to the beach, we like to blank the prettiest shells we can find. The baker made a blank car to put on top of the cake. I blank that our team will win the basketball game because we are better than the other team. Okay? And then lastly, you're just going to practice your new spelling words. So you have a couple choices here. You can spell them out loud. You can write some sentences using each word. You can write each word on paper. Sometimes it's fun to use different colored markers. You can do rainbow writing. Or you can type each word in a Google Doc. And I'm just going to read your words for you quickly. I gave you the definitions too, in case you don't know what they mean. So your first word is easily, which means without difficulty. It's not hard. Greasy, it's when something is dirty from grease or oil. Immobile means unable to move. Remember that im prefix means not. Imperfect, not perfect. Impossible, not possible. Inflexible, not flexible, so not able to bend easily. Insufficient means not enough. Intolerable, too painful or hard to be accepted. Loudly, remember that ly suffix we talked about earlier in the year, that turns it into an adverb, so that means in a noisy way. Noisy, full of loud or unpleasant noise. Tasty, having a good flavor. And temporarily means for a limited or a short amount of time. All right, that is it for today. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you all next time. Bye, Adams.